every client, every firm really needs to look at where they are in the evolution, what their scale is, what the size. I think all of those pieces really have, a place in their target operating model. So I think when people look at outsourcing, oftentimes they look at that as a cost play, but really it's more looking at what you've retained internally, what's critical to your kind of value proposition, and then looking at what's really much more commoditized. And that's the area that you want to look more towards outsourcing.
Is becoming one of the most pivotal roles in transformation. It was almost as important or more important as other functions. Can you explain?
We talk about this with clients all the time. There's lots of things you can build on top. There's lots of tools, models, et cetera. The reality is if you don't have your data settled, then nothing else really matters. So, that has to be the foundation of any project you do, determining where you are in that data journey. And if you're in a good place, then you can put all of these pieces on top. You need that buy-in from the top and the front of on top of the house in the front office.
Once you have the solid foundation and that data, assuming you have that, how does the evolution of technology help support that target operating model that we're trying to achieve?
Yeah, I think it's tremendous because again, the reality is what you're really allowing technology to do is once you understand your data, once you understand kind of your model, it really allows you to kind of focus on internally what's retained at a firm, really focus on what the value judgments are. AI and other tools are great at processing data, coming up with conclusions based on information, but they can't make judgments. So you really want to focus it on that. And so everywhere you want to feed in technology is everywhere where there aren't specific judgments or investment decisions that need to be made. That's where you really want to focus your efforts.
Well, let's talk about that. You mentioned AI. And as an advisory and consulting firm, are you using AI right now to guide and assist you with your clients? How important is it?
When you look at some of these tasks, when we work with some of our clients, they'll be working with multiple administrators, multiple third parties, and really being able to ingest that data. That's where we use AI significantly, is to basically ingest that data and normalize it. So that then whether it's us actually taking that forward in the process or it's kind of feeding it back to the client to go through their processes, you've basically taken out that huge risk of having different formats, different data platforms as you bring it in.
At Apex Group, we talk a lot about the future of finance, and what that looks like and what that means, not just from a tokenization, digital asset standpoint, but also using AI in our everyday decisions, both for fund managers, for consultants, advisors, attorneys. Like the 3 to 5 years from now, I know that's a long time. We were just saying anything could happen in like an hour, the way the world moves. But you don't see our jobs being replaced by AI, because you said at the end of the day, they can't make that judgment. How big will that become in the decision-making process?
I think what's going to shift is you're going to see some of these, a lot of these roles basically be eliminated or changed. So again, oftentimes you see roles and it's not 100% administrative. It's not 100% judgment. The administrative piece gets stripped out and that really creates scale. Now, the other piece though to that is hopefully what we'll see in the finance industry is actually AI helping us to grow the pie. So I think everybody's worried about it eliminating all these jobs. It will eliminate the tasks that people don't want to do. I don't think it's eliminating the jobs. There will always be some people that can upskill better than others. And that's going to be something that I think everybody coming into the industry will need to look at. But it's also going to create new opportunities. I definitely think it's a growing pie with a lot less of the administrative tasks that certainly I grew up on. When we talk to clients, oftentimes that's actually the piece that they don't realize they're struggling with the most, which is that shift in mindset in terms of how do I actually review output rather than review all of the activity and basically repeat it. So that human in the loop, the role and responsibility of that person or that function will change.